Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio, let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Vanzan, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all. Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio, let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to BKS1 Radio.
Welcome,
it's the
welcome.
Show. It is your girl, Latoya Chanel.
We're in the building.
And of course, I am here with Miss Wonderful Queen B.
Yes.
We are a little rusty right now,
Yes,
getting
we
back
are.
into the studio. A few things have left my mind with the technology.
A lot of things.
With the technology and how to get things right. But
It's
one
okay.
thing that did not leave is that we celebrate everything. Can we?
Oh,
get
yes.
this?
I'm sorry.
We celebrate everything,
I'm with you, best friend.
including the fact that, listen, wait, we have Corona has happened. A whole
We here.
entire pandemic has happened. Jobs have been lost. Lives have been lost. Families have been lost. People's sanity has been lost.
Still got mine.
Host, livelihood, everything has been
I
lost.
just want to drink now.
Okay, but we still here.
We're still here.
We're back here.
We're back here.
We're back here in the building.
In the building.
Over a year later.
Yes.
We're still friends.
Yes.
We're still people
But
lost
that's
friends.
life.
People
Like,
lost
what you
people lost
mean?
friendships in the pandemic, my
Okay.
friend.
Oh, God.
People have lost friends, people have lost
Wouldn't it
lives,
make you closer?
relationships, you would think. Okay, but it hasn't happened. But we are here. We are in the building. We are still on the radio. This is still our thing. This is still our show. So a toast to that.
Toast
Here
to
we go.
that.
So go ahead and drink that. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I can't with you.
We still drinking.
You right.
And we're still drinking. In the meantime, we are back. It feels good. How was your ride in? I meant to go live.
So, yes,
on
I
my
was
ride
going to
in,
go live.
And I completely forgot to
I
do
wanted
so.
to go live, but I didn't want to disrupt my ride. You know, I don't get out often.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that I got out, so I was playing Just Us, you know, by 2 Tons of Fun. I played that over again, and I tell you, when we go outside, when I go to put my car on, the 2 songs I was listening to was "Beat It Like a Drum."
Oh, that's my song.
I got the song from you. But that bass in that sunny day and Loriana May.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
so I
yes.
literally, that's in my playlist or whatever. So
wait, speaking of pride,
Mhm.
because, you know, we were talking about the LGBTQ
Yes.
community today. You know, I got that song from a drag show
Yes.
that I had gone to.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's what I wanted to say. I actually, it's funny because we didn't pull up at the same time, but the fact that I was like, if she hear this, it's going to ignite something in her.
Yes.
So I listened to that. You guys gotta listen to that.
I'm a cry.
Especially like I used to listen to it at work, like drown everybody
still,
out.
You know it's still in my phone.
Is
you know
it?
it's still, yeah.
I'm telling you, it's on my playlist.
Yes, you know it's
You leaving already?
Yeah.
Look.
We're talking to Norm everybody
Yes.
right now because it's just good to see him.
Yes.
Just,
I haven't seen you in forever.
Like, we were always together all the time, always around each other,
Yes.
always at events, always doing things.
And that
I
stopped.
know I saw you for my birthday, my boyfriend's birthday.
I didn't even see you for that.
Yeah.
I wasn't
And
even.
So
I
that's
didn't
like
even see you for
twice
that.
over COVID, you know? You got to, yeah.
Love you. Yes, please.
Well, I'm gonna text you when we leave out of here. Okay.
All right.
All right. So, but yeah, like it was. It's just,
I didn't even get no hug today. Cause
Well,
when I didn't even get no hug, Norm. When you came in, I didn't even give you a hug.
people
We just
doing
start
that
talking.
Post-COVID?
Yeah.
We doing that? Okay. Okay.
He got it back. He out of me.
Mm-hmm. I'm just asking if people were doing that still.
Yes.
Because I wasn't sure.
Yes,
I don't know.
we are.
I don't know. Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know. In the meantime, everybody.
All right.
It feels good to be back in the studio. It feels so good. Again, you guys know for the last year and some change, we have done the show from our homes.
Yes.
And while that has been absolutely amazing and absolutely wonderful,
It was a substitute.
This is it me? And why am I
Happy.
the only one that's yes.
Just to get out. Some normalcy, right?
Just to get out.
Just to get out. No, because you know what? I will tell you that pandemic for me honestly made me, and my poor fiance, she'd be like, get out, go somewhere, like do something. And it's not that I don't like get out with my friends or anything like that. Every once in a while, you guys will see pictures of me out and about with her or whatever. But my like daily, day to day, Monday through Friday, I do absolutely nothing but work. Yeah. And remember, I've been in school. I wrote my last paper today. I wrote my last and sent my last. Let me just tell you, and it's funny, anybody that's in school will tell you that when you got to reply to 2 people for a grade, and no, that's what you got to do. Capstone, come on, bro. You did that.
You did. No, just go ahead. Keep going.
We did that.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. When you got to reply, you got to write in the discussion board, and then you got to reply to 2 people. Like I literally did.
Oh,
that. I can't.
Yeah, that.
How are we going back to school together?
I don't know. This is gonna be
because I can't do your work and my work. We're gonna do it together.
Like Amos and Andy or something. Because I swear, listen. You know me. I'll be like,
no. You doing it? We doing it. So I got one more round, one more game, like my mother would say. I got one more game. Shout out to my mom who also was looking. I miss you and love you. I don't get to see her too often because I'm in and out, but I will see her this weekend.
Okay.
For Juneteenth.
Oh, not
for
I'm
Juneteenth.
Glad you brought up Juneteenth.
Yes.
So my question is, what are your Juneteenth plans? It seems that. Why do you think Juneteenth is as big this year as it is?
Because of all the things that has transpired. Mm-hmm. I think people are more woke, and I say that in the most African-American way. I want to say the blackest way, but I say that in the most, I think people are more woke now. I think, I'm going to be honest with you, did I celebrate like within the course of the last 5 years, I kind of knew what Juneteenth was and what it represented. But there's a lot of people. Thank God I teach my kids and they know exactly what Juneteenth is and everything. But no, like people really didn't celebrate or didn't know. But I think what we've gone through as a whole, as a culture, as a race, I think we celebrate.
It's funny because we were talking about it last night. So I was watching High on the Hog on Netflix about with the food and everything.
Didn't watch it yet.
Yeah, so we were watching that, and as we were watching it, somehow we started. There in one of the series, she was making food for Juneteenth, and when she was doing it, I was like, "Oh, I'm getting ideas for this weekend." I know it's supposed to be a bunch of red food and a bunch of red stuff. It symbolizes the blood of the slaves. Blah, blah, blah. And we started talking about, well, how did you ever hear about Juneteenth? Now, of course, I had heard about Juneteenth as a child, but it didn't resonate to me that it was something that people celebrated until I watched Jason's Lyric.
Got you. Yes. Jason's
You're absolutely
Lyric. Right.
And in one of the most terrible scenes when they were about to go and just wreak havoc on people, Tretch is sitting on some bleachers with that fake country accent, drinking and saying something like, "Don't you see I'm enjoying the Juneteenth celebration?"
Yes.
And there's a choir in robes singing.
You really remember.
You know I remember that. And there's a choir in robes singing. And I think that was when I learned that it was a day to be celebrated.
Yes.
I had heard about it, and I always knew that slaves in Texas didn't find out that they were free until June 19th, 1865, which was 2 years after everything had been done. But I didn't know that it was a day to be celebrated.
Right.
I remembered it from history class, but I did not know. And so when I saw that movie, I said, oh, they really celebrate it. And I thought maybe it was just Texas that celebrated Juneteenth. I
Yes.
didn't know that, it was a nationwide thing.
Yeah.
But even from that time, because Jason's Lyric came out when? 90.
Oh yeah, that's back in the day. That's
at least 97.
Because
96.
Jada was totally like,
Yeah,
she
that was 96,
Yeah,
97 ish.
yeah.
So even from that time period to this time period, you're talking about 20 some odd years later.
And you're absolutely right. I really remember that scene. I
Yeah.
really remember that whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, I think the more, what's crazy is the history that I've actually had to search for, because that although I went to Plainfield, I finished up high school at Plainfield. Remember, I was in South Plainfield most of my life. So honestly, I will be honest with you, brutally honest. Thank God for the teachers that we had at Plainfield High School, because when I came there, I really did not know a lot of our history, because what we were taught was indentured servants and things like that. They watered down everything. The history was just not about us. I will say that. They paint a different story. And we know the names of, Abraham Lincoln, and we know Martin Luther King, and we know those, but we don't know the ones that carry our history on their back. There's a lot of people that are not as famous as those people.
Exactly.
And then not only that, I did not know that cities, communities were damaged. By a lie, like certain things, I didn't know about Rosewood.
Yeah.
I didn't know about, that movie, per se.
In Florida.
Yeah, but I didn't know about certain things. So shout out to Plainfield High School, honestly, that actually all of the things that I learned through, God, what was our African American teacher?
Mr. Rob?
Mr. Rob. Mr. Rob was dynamic. You know what I mean? And taught us so many things. So I just shout out to them. And that's when I became more like, But I was that kid in South Plainfield, I'm going to be honest. I was that kid in South Plainfield that literally got sent to the principal's office because I would not stand for the flag. Because I was like on some, like, I know this is wrong. This ain't right. That was me.
I hear you.
I was like,
I hear you.
on my lonesome.
So, I mean, now that, everybody is aware of Juneteenth, no matter when it is that you found out about it.
Right.
So now, like you said, you feel like everybody is celebrating because of
Absolutely.
our recent history and everything that we have gone through, not historically, but literally just in the past year.
Absolutely.
So what are you doing for it? Like, are people creating their own?
Yes. So
traditions
shout
for it?
out to my brother and his wife Katara, who are having their housewarming this weekend. And they made it a Juneteenth because they are just two woke people together. So shout out to them who wanted it to be the theme, who wanted us to wear all the t-shirts or whatever. So me and my family will be having t-shirts on that represent Juneteenth. Shout out to Cher, my best friend, who always comes through with the t-shirts. But we will be celebrating, we will be laughing, we will be joking, we will just be doing it up to celebrate and commemorate this day.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so what are some of the traditions? So other than
the food, of
bread,
course,
yeah,
like you said, like
food.
you watched the
High
movie
on the
High
Hog.
on the Hog
Yeah.
from Netflix, which I haven't gotten to yet, but just the traditions of having, I don't want to say ethnic food or whatever, but food that actually, the
Soul
collard
food.
greens, the macaroni and cheese,
Soul food.
soul food, soul food.
Yeah, soul food. You got to watch the documentary because they were saying we are the only culture that has food that's not called Black people food, but it's something that transcends a physical state.
Wow.
You understand? So,
and it's a meaning behind every single thing we eat.
Of course,
absolutely.
Of course. So it was a very good series, and
absolutely.
like I said, this year I'm planning to, do a traditional cookout and be around family and friends and whomever can stop by, and have those traditional foods and the red desserts, and so making red velvet cakes and red velvet cheesecakes and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I'll find some kind of red drink or something.
Yeah. It's funny because Katara does have, we had us come over for a testing. Shout out to her because she actually has names for drinks. And I can't think of one now. I wish she was like tuning in. She's normally tuned in, but she'll probably be in a little later. But she has like names for drinks and they all commemorate whatever. And we was like, yeah, this one, and I can't remember exactly the names, but they all stand for something.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
maybe I'll have Kurt do that.
Yeah,
he's a bartender. He's a mixologist.
I like his
so
drinks.
maybe he's a mixologist.
I mean, I can't have too many. But.
No, you can't really get past one. But anyway.
Oh, there she go. Tell us the name of your drinks, Tara. I knew you was going to be her.
Funny. That's too funny. But yeah, so this year definitely
the 1865, and she got Freedom. Now, Freedom is the one that we was like, we free. Like, shackles off. Like, but yeah. And Jubilee.
Oh, I love Jubilee.
Yes.
Yeah.
So shout out to Katara. I was just talking about you guys just to say that we are definitely celebrating, but you guys are really making it. I say you two are just two woke people. Amazing people that they are like the most, and their son is even.
That's funny.
They are too woke. So,
that's funny.
Yeah.
No, but we do actually plan on celebrating this year. So let me ask you a question. It's all over social media. If you're celebrating Juneteenth, do you also celebrate July 4th?
I don't really do much on July. Actually, that's my one of my son's birthdays, so I really don't celebrate like that. We celebrate him. I wasn't always, like, back in the day, of course, we was ignorant. We went and got new outfits, walked downtown. You never did that?
We got to host parades.
Okay. We did that or whatever.
We've hosted parades multiple years for the city.
Yeah, so we did that.
Yeah. But, I mean, as an African-American, you celebrate Juneteenth because that was when, slaves in Texas found out that they were free.
Yes.
But moving forward, 4th of July is Independence Day. Of course, Absolutely. It was not independence and freedom for African American people, but again, it is still a traditional United States holiday. So my question is, do you continue to celebrate 4th of July if you are now celebrating Juneteenth?
Good
Jason,
question.
You are hilarious. Go ahead.
Good question.
Yeah. Black people.
Look. It's a no for me.
Black people, answer that question for me. Do you continue to celebrate Independence Day? And I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer.
I don't think so either.
But do you continue to celebrate 4th of July, Independence Day?
That's a good.
Knowing that is not the day of independence for African Americans in this country.
In this country, yes.
If you begin to celebrate Juneteenth, and even if you don't begin to celebrate
some
Juneteenth.
people might, because again, that was when I know growing up for me, 4th of July is when I literally saw all my cousins. We had cookouts and things like that. Right. So I know that we got together in that point. So I don't know if it was to commemorate 4th of July, but I know it was an opportunity for us to be in the same space with each other. Like we did have cookouts.
It was so it's an opportunity for family to get together. Yeah. So no matter what the holiday is or represents, if it allows families to come together, then it's worth it. Okay.
Yeah, those were my go to the fireworks, this, that, and other with my cousins, with my aunts, and everything like that. Yeah. That's how I grew up. So.
I mean, I get that. I understand that. Jason said yes because they have the next day off. And he said they owe us over 400 years, I guess, of days off. So he's taking every holiday.
Okay.
Listen.
I ain't mad.
That's why I said there is no right or wrong answer to this question. I'm with it. Like, Again, although there is so much going on in today, as far as a lot of negative energy and stuff, and we're going to come to that. But one thing that I feel like the pandemic came to teach us is to value the relationships that you have.
Right.
Value the family, friends that you have. Again, family is not just blood.
Absolutely.
family is created through relationships. So
Absolutely.
those that you have that are good to you, make sure you are good to them.
Absolutely.
And so again, if it is another holiday, where we are able to get together and we are able to convene, and especially this year,
Yes.
after not being able to see each
Yes.
other for almost years at a time, why not celebrate?
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
why not celebrate?
I want to
you know?
introduce because we got 5 minutes before.
Oh yes, okay. So
Mr.
go ahead. So
Austin
then
comes
we'll
in.
come back. We'll come back to this
Yes.
whole negative energy stuff because I gotta get this off my chest.
Yes,
But go ahead.
yes.
Go ahead. sis.
No, I just wanted our topic today for those who are. Katara said, any excuse to get family and friends together, I'll take it. Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Right.
Um,
It's Wednesday. What's today? It's Tuesday at 7:26. Let's throw something on the grill.
Oh, wow, this is good. Almost Home said, there are two different emancipations, freedom of the country and freedom of the race. I like that. That's true. That's true.
And we can celebrate.
And we
both.
can celebrate both.
I love that
I
ideology.
love that. That was
I
great.
love that ideology.
That was actually great. So I want to get into our topic, and this is for this is our month. Pride is our month. Don't say it. You support a friend.
I am a supportive friend.
Okay. So this is our month of Pride, and we are totally going to delve into some taboo conversations about. I don't even know what
About the
should I say?
LGBTQ
community.
Yeah.
And what we face or no.
Okay.
Just taboo topics that we just don't delve into.
Right.
And that's basically that, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good show.
I think so too.
I think
I
it's
can't
gonna be a
wait.
good
We
show.
have one of my best friends since college, who's also the godfather to my son, Aubrey Austin, who actually will be tuning in really, really soon. But I am super excited because this young man knows so much, has worked with a lot of people in the community. And I don't even want to tell his story. I just want him to introduce himself and beyond. I do celebrate Pride.
Okay.
I am a
Which explain to everybody if there's anybody who
that does not know what Pride
Go
is.
ahead.
But basically, it is it commemorates gay people. It commemorates the beliefs we have. It commemorates. It's a day to celebrate us, and what we've gone through.
And it stems from
Stonewall.
Yes. that's
Yes.
right. Go ahead.
The Stonewall, where a lot of people were condemned for being gay. Now I am, ironically, and I labels are for whatever. Hey, Jason, I am a gay black woman. I am a gay black Muslim woman. Controversial, maybe to some.
Yeah. Thank you.
Maybe to some.
Like, yeah, thank you.
It's funny. I do want to, set a preference where I knew for me it was. I'm not going to say there are certain things I will drop when it comes to this. A lot of people are saying, it's a demon you fight with. That's not true to me. I don't feel like that is true. It's a battle that you fight with. Yes, it was a battle because you make it a battle. You know what I mean? You make it a battle. I've always felt, been into women and everything like that. But I kind of, look, you're my best friend. Like, I kind of kept it secret for a long time.
I mean, that's my job. So you're not going to sit. I'm going to sit here and be like, and then you did. And then, no.
So, I kept
not
it.
what we do it here.
Yeah, I kept it secret for a really, really long time. But had been feeling all types of ways. I grew up in church, even though I'm Muslim. My dad is Muslim. But I grew up in church, and I also am my dad is Muslim, so it was a little difficult for me to actually come out and be myself.
Yeah.
And be myself.
Right.
So eventually I did things where I will say that I kind of dealt with men, married, a man, did all types of things, in order to just fulfill what I thought everybody else wanted for me. And it wasn't until I actually reached to myself, was comfortable with myself, in order to say, you know what, I'm going to be me, and I don't want to be judged for that.
Right.
And if I am, so what?
We want to talk about that.
So what?
We're going to talk about that.
You know, I'm still the same person. I still love hard. I still laugh. I still cry. I still raise kids the same. I still do whatever. The only thing is that I love a woman.
All right.
And if that makes me like different from you, if that makes me you not talk to me anymore or be close with me anymore, you have your preference and you have your right to do so. I don't care though. That does not move me. So yeah, I've been with women since 17. I'm 42. And I would like go just weave in the world, like be like, oh, maybe things are not going right for me. And a lot of it, honestly, I will say was spirituality. Spirituality really, really held me, like where I'm like, I can't do this because, or people's looking at me. The one thing I can say is that I know that it was difficult for my mom because she was not used to it. Yeah. But what I will say in 2021, I thank God for her, because even when I got engaged, she was like, this is the happiest I've ever seen you.
Right.
And she's like, I can go now because I know you're happy. Like you are being who you want to be. And honestly, that was the most difficult for me. Yeah. Sharing that with her. Yeah. But he said he's waiting to be ready.
He's okay. I see it right here.
Okay. So that was the hardest for me. So I kept secret for a really long time. You know what I mean? But thank God for friends. Thank God for my brothers who were really, really accepting. Even though they had hard times sometimes, they pretty much was like, okay, rock on. Yeah. Thank God for my kids. Yeah. Thank God for my kids. Thank God for my families who has been. But everybody does not have that story. Right. Everybody does not have the accepting story, and everybody does not have the story where everybody is just like, oh, okay, rock on. I love you anyway. There are some people that have committed suicide.
Yes, there is.
There are some people that literally live in alone. Isolation because of it. There are some people that are, develop some form of mental illness and anxiety because of it, because of not being accepted by family. And there's some that are blackballed from their family, have also faced discrimination at work, in churches where somebody, I remember a pastor was like, you're not living your life right. Yeah. Wrote this female a letter and actually kicked her out the church. Yeah. So, but I will say that we've come a long way from back in the day. So, yeah, I just want to talk. We want to delve into all the taboo.
We're definitely going to delve into this topic in detail.
Yes.
Should we have Aubrey come in?
Yes, he can come in.
All right. So let's
bring my boo in.
Is he here with us? Is he here with us?
Oh, Jason says, be clear, you had the dopest engagement ever on earth. Gay, straight, purple, red, don't matter. Y'all raised the bar. Word up. Oh, thank you, Jason.
Can we have some help, Jeff? I'm trying to.
So, Katara says.
I said admit. Go ahead.
So Jason says that he said after LGBT. It's funny because it's funny. I will tell you, Jason, that it is difficult for me as well. Because they added all the new yellow, so I always like stumble. But it is LGBTQ.
Aubrey, please turn your camera on. Okay.
Oh, we're gonna do the picture today. How y'all doing?
Hi.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're just doing.
You ain't know you was gonna be seen.
Did not know that. I've been working all day. I look crazy right now.
Okay. All right.
So you want to stay like that?
Like you see my lips moving from the picture.
Okay, that's fine. That's if you want to stay like that, he can stay like that, right? You're fine.
Whatever he wants to do, fine. That's fine. Okay,
you're fine.
All right. So he's in. We'll stay on.
We just gonna see your voice.
Well, hello and welcome, Aubrey, to the show, everybody. So again, our topic for today's discussion, we are talking about this month being Pride Month, and we would not be correct if we did not pay homage to that with one of our shows and discussion topics, as we do. and we're going to be delving into the LGBTQ plus community today, and questions and issues and joy and happiness and life and all of the
and
above.
Some sorrows.
And some sorrows, yes, and some sorrows and all of the above today.
Yeah.
So again, welcome, Aubrey. So where do you guys want to get started with this?
Well, let me just say I thank you all for utilizing your platform to bring awareness, have some additional tough conversations, have conversations in general. There's so many layers to the community, and I think even after, I think I came out to my mother when I was it was probably like 98. So that was years ago, you know.
Yeah.
And I've still dealt with warfare, spiritual warfare around my sexuality, having to balance the professionalism component or the, you know, when you go into a corporate setting, like, you know, do you share? Do you not share? Like, so I've struggled with my own things for a long time, and still are working through some healing processes. Absolutely. And some trauma that have been around it. But I do want to say that I am not an expert in LGBTQA plus topics, as they are, you know, so layered. I can only speak from my personal experience.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate you all. My sister invited me to have a conversation with you all because I think that it's important, especially with our youth that are have so much access to things that will help them commit suicide. And, you know, and when we see people say, I am suicidal, when they reach out and we don't really believe them and they do it, especially children and teenagers, it just breaks my heart. So speaking from my own personal experiences to maybe help somebody or help somebody who is an ally or someone who's a loved one of someone who is gay or bisexual or trans. So yeah, we can start wherever. I'm an open book.
I think you kind of
right
summarized everything.
Yeah, you definitely did. I wanted to go to, so at my job we have social justice platforms where we discuss absolutely everything, right?
Yes.
And so we actually did a LGBTQ panel, and there was a theme to this panel that I wanted to discuss today. The theme was creating safe spaces, and creating safe spaces within the family, and creating safe spaces outside of the family.
Right.
Which I 10 million % agree with. I agree with creating safe spaces for every human being.
Absolutely.
I even within my family and even within my household, you know, everybody knows my house is the house everybody goes to whenever whatever's going on. You had a fight, you had an argument, you down on your luck, you whatever it is, you know, to come to, you know, my house. We're going to feed you, we're going to let you in, we're going to create a safe space no matter what it is you're going through, no matter what it is you got going on. We are going to love you, love on you, and try to pour into you to get back out into the world. So I do give kudos to my parents for making my home a safe space for so many people. The topic, however, I can't say it took a turn. The topic, however, became a bit confusing to me to listen to, because it appeared to me, and I could be wrong, this is just my perception, it appeared to me that safe spaces automatically demands inclusion.
Okay.
And I was a bit confused. Because within the LGBTQ community, was it always a fight for inclusion, or historically was it a fight to just leave us alone and let us be because we're human? And so I want to know both of your thoughts on inclusion versus just let me be. I want to know your thoughts on that. If I articulated that enough to have a discussion.
Well, Arbor, you can go ahead and.
Okay. It's interesting because again, we just talked about this yesterday, Basima and I, and Basima, we've known each other for almost 30 years,
yes.
well, almost 25 years now. And she's known some of my struggles, and I think inclusion it means different things for different people within the community, right? So I've never been and I come from the same household you come from. My mother was always welcoming. She always, even when I wasn't living here, she always welcomed my friends, gay, straight, whatever.
Yeah.
Cook for them, talk to them on the phone all the time. And so for me, because I came from that environment, I always felt like I was included. I never felt like the gay or bisexual label or fluid label defined me. So for me, it wasn't. It was. I never felt not included.
That's
my
key right there. What you said, though.
Yeah, it is.
That's key right there. What you said, though. It really is.
Wait, what did tell me again? What did I say? Because I just said it.
Just
really.
Okay, go ahead.
You never felt not included in the world per se.
I didn't.
So you didn't need validation from others,
right,
in order to live and be.
Correct. Now, keep in mind, my journey has been so different, right? And I was just sharing this with Basima, that I've now started redefining how, some of my associates or friends will introduce me as the gay friend.
Yes, we talked about that too.
And I didn't realize how not offensive, but how almost offensive it is. Like, why does that need to? Why do some of you feel like that needs to lead before me? Why can't I be the the entrepreneur? Why can't I be the best Black man that on the earth? Why can't I be one of those types of titles as opposed to because I'm the fun guy. Like, I'm the fun friend. I'm the one that's very spontaneous. I'm the one that will create safe spaces for anybody. And so I think for me, it's never been an issue of me not feeling included, because I'll go to spaces, and I'm not the person. I'm not the fluid person that will need to go to a gay club or a pride parade but I still celebrate.
Right.
Right. So I don't know. It's just my journey has been so different that now I think I am starting to tackle some of those ideas of, is it let us just be, or, is it inclusive? The job that I have now, they celebrate, pride, and they celebrate people who are trans or bisexual or gay or whatever. And I think now that I have a better idea of who I am, it makes me more intentional about the spaces that I'm in, whether it is a job, whether it's, a social setting, whether it's somebody's house, wherever I am, it's more intentional now. I'm more intentional about my spaces now, and the energy that I'm around, because I get offended when people start talking about trans folks. I get offended when people will joke about a trans girl who was murdered because she may have been a sex worker, or a young gay guy who's just really feminine and who's framing or finding his way in the world, and so he's working through some wardrobe things, or he's experimenting, so to speak, to try to find out who he may be. I celebrate people who use the pronouns. I mean, I don't necessarily. It's not a thing for me.
We were going to get into that too.
We were coming to that too.
Yeah,
we're definitely coming to that.
Yeah, it's a lot. So, so I can only speak from I've never not felt included. So I don't know. Basima, what are your thoughts on that? Because I think that for me, it's never been an issue for me.
1 second, we have another guest coming in.
Oh.
Hold on. I'm not sure if she's... Hello?
So
Liza, Lisa, Sassy, Susie, Sassy, are you here? I'm not sure if she's here.
She said she's Liza. I heard her.
She knows that we joke about that. She's here.
Hey.
Let me grab her.
Could you please put a smile on your face? These people want to think you mean.
You're muted. You're muted.
Take you off mute. Your mic ain't on. There you go.
You're here.
Oh my God.
Sassy.
Yes. You know you gotta smile all the time.
Lisa.
Hey, fam.
Because your rested face is the worst.
My government name.
Oh, I can't call you by your government name even though it's on the screen?
It's on the screen.
Oh.
You know what?
That's okay, Sassy. It's okay. We'll call you Sassy.
Change that.
Good. So let me just I don't know if you've been listening, but let me just say this. I am pretty much with you, Aubrey, in that I think for me, I know people have created safe spaces for you, but for me, I just never cared. I never cared if I was included or not. I was never, and I know people have a different story. Like we both said, this is our perception and what we've gone through. I can only speak. Am I sensitive to those people though? Like I said before, I am sensitive to those people that are shunned. I am sensitive to those people that can't just be, and within their families, friends, at work or whatever. But I will say that for me, when I was able to kind of step out and do whatever, I never was heard about somebody that said, I just can't be your friend anymore, or I can't be whatever. I don't condone that. No love lost. I love you, Mm-hmm. So I don't, for me, I don't know if we put too much emphasis on wanting to be included. Mm-hmm. That's my thoughts. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But there are some people that do.
They do.
Maybe ask Sassy
so for Sassy just coming in, we're diving right into LGBTQ conversation and different questions that people may have. And so I was explaining how we had a social justice panel for my job, and we had a theme including safe spaces. So I know, given what you do for a profession, that's probably a very heavy topic for you.
Yeah.
But we were talking about creating safe spaces within the community and outside of the community for those in the community. And I was saying I kind of got a bit confused because there was so much resting on the inclusion that was necessary in order for
you to just be
in order for people to live, basically. And I was saying, is that something that all of you have experienced? Was there a need to want to be included and understood and accepted, or was there just a need to just leave me alone and just let me be? And so we were going through that, and Aubrey, who you can't see, who was talking, Aubrey was saying was saying from his standpoint, and B was saying from her standpoint. You know what? I'm saying his and her first and foremost. Do you want to use pronouns, or do we use pronouns? What are safe pronouns for everybody? Everybody's good with his and her?
Yeah.
Sassy,
yes,
you good with that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, Aubrey's good. Sassy, you good with her?
Yeah, I'm a female.
You okay?
Wait, but that's not everybody.
Wait, but we want to come back to that.
I'm good with it. Like I'm okay with the body parts I was born with.
Okay.
Like, okay. If the pronoun is she and her, I'm good with it.
All right. Well,
let me start by just speaking for myself.
Yes, that's what we've been doing. Yes.
So your thoughts. Okay, before we get to the pronoun topic, let's talk about the inclusion topic. What are your thoughts? Is it do you feel like there's now more of a push for inclusion to be able to live, or Were you okay? Did you need that? Or were you okay with just let me be who I am and be human? What were your thoughts?
Personally, I didn't need anyone's acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
I am who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Take it or leave it. Inclusion was not necessary for me personally.
Okay.
Right.
From a work perspective, I think a lot of our young people today, our students, from my experience at work, they want to be accepted. They want to be able to fit in with their friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you are young and in elementary school and high school, that it means a lot to be included.
Yeah.
It means a lot to have friends that like you.
Okay.
As an adult, I would say probably college and up is not as important, because once you get to the college level, you learn and you meet people that are more like yourself.
Absolutely. From all walks of life. Right.
Yeah, and you gravitate towards them.
Mm-hmm.
But as a young person, definitely, because you're really trying to figure out who you are. And in trying to figure out who you are, you need to feel comfortable and be accepted around those that you engage with in school, because you spend a lot of your time at school.
Mm-hmm.
And so while you're trying to figure out exactly which direction you want to go and who you are, it's important that you have the freedom to do that, but as well be included with your peers, because that's part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of, trying to figure out, do I go left? Do I go right? Do I like hanging in groups, or do I like hanging just with this one person or these two people? And within those people that I'm hanging with, do they like what I like, or do they not like what I like? And if they don't like what I like, are they okay with what I like?
Yeah.
So I think that's really important coming up as a young person.
Okay.
And that dynamic really doesn't change until you get in college, because when you get in college, there's so many people from so many places that like so many different things. You can pretty fit in, in a plethora of places.
Okay. Both of you,
you have so many more options in high school and elementary school. It's not a line, but you don't have as many options.
Okay. Both of you, and I want Sassy as well, because I know you work in the system and you do have those, type of students, trans students, you do have gay students, you have bisexuals, you have just all the labels you could think of. I know you deal with that a lot, but I want to ask you both, Aubrey and Sassy, what challenges...
And staff members too.
And staff, okay,
Yes.
and staff members.
Yes.
But I just want to know the challenges that you're seeing in our community. Like, what are you seeing for the young ones and the older ones? Because I know, Sassy, you said that when you get a little older, which is true. I mean, the older you get, the more you're like,
But I do feel like there's so many beyond college that are literally dying for acceptance.
I
And I
think a
don't
lot of
disagree
that
with
has
that
to
either.
do. I don't disagree, but I think that's more so from. And we had advisories that the topic was social justice, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing that all year.
Mm-hmm.
Different avenues as it relates to social justice. And one thing that we talked about that is very, very common is that a lot of the parents are not accepting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A lot of the parents are stuck in their ways and they don't believe in anything different. And so, how can I say?
So the
streets
confidence
are the
comes
streets,
from home.
right?
Mm-hmm.
When you in the community and when you in the streets, you're gonna find somebody like yourself. I don't care where you live. But when you're not included at home, when your family doesn't accept it, that's a whole nother platform.
Okay. Okay. So the
And
confidence.
that starts the ball rolling.
Okay.
I agree.
So it's like what Aubrey said before. He didn't feel included because the acceptance came from home first.
Right.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, I went to my first experience with a pride was I had met these friends, and back in the day we had like the AOL chat rooms, the meetups, the Raven and stuff. And so some of my long-term friends now that I still have to this day, we met on chat rooms, and they took me down to DC Pride, and I was like, oh wait, it's other Black gay men that look like me, that are young like me, that it's not just a white, like I didn't know what I was going to experience during that. Man, I came back, I was like, listen, I couldn't even put my bags down fast enough before I told my mother that I like men. And she was like, okay, all right, I just want you to be safe. Mm-hmm. And, and so for me, again, my family has been so accepting and so loving and so I've never not questioned their love for me during this time, and especially where we grew up, right? Mm-hmm. But I wanted to go back to something that I think Toya said it. You were discussing the just be or do you want to be included? When I think about my journey as, I grew up as a Christian Black gay man or Black man who was trying to figure out what
in Newark, New Jersey, in an all boys school. Please, can we put that in there? Yes.
Like all these layers on top of layers on top of layers, and still struggling with trying to figure out who God was to me and who I was to Him and purpose. And some of the things that I'm realizing now is, and that I'm working through now with my healing process, is that I often conformed to, and I'm very good with being a chameleon with spaces that I'm in, just because I don't like a lot of conflict. I don't like a lot of, and so for me, it's always been, okay, who are you going to be? And I don't even know if that's, and that goes back to the whole struggling with my identity as well, and trying to figure out how to reframe and redefine that for myself. But it's like, who are you today? Like, who do you need to be today to survive? Mentally, not necessarily in a physical sense, but who do you need to be today to survive? Like corporately, and it's times when I want to, like, if I'm working with a company and they celebrate Pride and I want to be a part of it, but it's like, oh, but I don't want, not that I'm ashamed of who I am. So I'm always still, and even now as an adult, I've always struggled that for a long time. And so when I think about the world today and the many layers between our LGBT, the many layers between those letters, I don't know if there's a way to really answer that question, because there's so many of us that our walks are different, and our perspective on being included, if that's a term that we want to use, is so different. So I don't even know if I can actually even answer that question, because there's so many, people will talk about DL men and men that like trans women, but don't like gay men. Are they included in that? Like, so it's so layered. And then you grow up in these areas where you have Black, male toxic masculinity applied onto, young men. And it's more acceptable for a woman or a young girl to be bisexual, but not a man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So many components to it. And so, I don't know. I'm like, I'm sorry. Do we call you Sassy? That's what we call you?
Yeah. We call her Sassy.
We called her Sassy.
Got it.
You're muted, Sassy.
You supposed to.
Okay, I got you.
And it's funny, y'all two was actually at the same party. Y'all was actually at the same party. This is Aubrey's my best friend, Sassy, but you guys probably, yes, you guys were definitely at the same party.
That's funny.
Wow. At a time. Yes. So
that's funny.
You can't see him though. You can't see him,
on,
Sassy, but
she can see my picture.
Oh, okay.
So,
but I appreciate her perspective as well, because I think that coming from, somebody who's working in the field with young kids, I don't have as much contact with young adults and teenagers at the moment, but I do see the struggle. One of my best friends committed suicide because he struggled. He struggled heavy with depression on it. I mean, he was an adult when he did. He was, I think what it was, 27, 28. That rocked my world. So,
yeah.
So one of the things that we, and I gotta go, you guys, in a minute. But one of the things that I emphasize at work and in our meetings is that school is supposed to be a safe place.
Mm-hmm.
So when students have challenges at home and things aren't going like they should at home, or they're having troubles at home, the one place that they know that they can come to is school.
Okay.
And they know that when they get to school, that somebody there is going to help them, support them, and nurture them.
Okay.
It has always been that way, and it should continue to be that way. And it should not be a bump in the road because a student is trans, or a student is gay, or a student is bisexual. So part of our conversation this year was, when the students come to us in need, we need to be prepared to be able to have conversations with them that make them feel comfortable. It's not invasive, but yet comforting.
Yeah.
Because what we want them to do is, we want them to feel like they are supported, so that they don't become depressed and be one of those numbers in that data of individuals that commit suicide.
Yes.
And it's
So that's
all time high, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna call her a female. Came to school today. I don't know if it's tranny or just I'm a boy and I like to dress like a girl. I want you to call me a girl. I don't know the details. Okay. Came to school. She had on jeans, and I know we've been out of school, all year. And she's a senior. She's coming to pick up her senior packet. She has on jeans and a halter top kind of top with the belly out. And I stopped her and I said, you can't come into school like that, right? So the first thing she said was, oh, well, when I'm going home, I'm not coming back. And I said, no, I don't want you to go home. I want you to understand what I'm saying. When doing business, you can't dress like that. School is business. School is work, right? This is your job. So you can't come dressed like that. The other piece is, you're a senior, you got to pick up your package. I don't want you to have to go all the way back home because you made a mistake.
Okay.
See, because this is what happens. Because they go through so much, sometimes when you correct them, they're take
defensive.
It personally.
Yeah.
They shut down.
Yeah.
They don't want to be bothered because they're always going through something. So I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you a T-shirt. And then you're going to come in and you're going to conduct your business. But moving forward, you are a senior. You are about to go into the workforce. You can't go into business places with your belly out.
Gotcha. And that is straight across the board. You would actually tell any student that.
Anybody.
Any
Gotcha.
student, adult, anything.
But with our gay community, whether it be the girls or the guys, because they're so into fashion and being stylish, a lot of times they have not learned to separate when they can take off the stylish clothes, the tight jeans and the little shirts, and put it on the button up and the slacks.
Gotcha.
They think they can wear that attire anywhere, right?
Now, did she misconstrue? Did she think you were saying, you can't dress like that? Because sometimes they would take that into offense of oh, you don't like the way I'm dressed because of who I am.
You're not accepting me.
That's exactly my point. And I didn't want her to feel that way.
Okay.
And so that's why I proceeded to explain to her that in the workforce, there's work attire.
Yeah.
And then there's attire that you can wear after school and on the weekends.
Gotcha.
And what you have on today is an after school or weekend outfit.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But be clear. Before I began to give my little lecture, I had to tell her how beautiful she was.
Okay. Okay.
And believe it or not,
it made a difference. Yeah.
Because she smiled, she smiled, and now she feels a little comfort.
Yeah.
Right. And didn't take it personally. But another part of the conversation like that, that I probably would have had, and this would be for somebody who gay, straight, whomever. You want to dress like this, then that means you walking into your own company. You walking into your own office space. You walking into a space where you've created that you can't. And so what are your goals and aspirations? What are your dreams? What do you want to do? Because let's talk about that. At the end of the day, I want people to be them. And, I'm not so big on the whole respectability politics. Like when you gotta feel like you gotta dress a certain way and be a certain way. Now, if you go into somebody else's,
it depends on what field you're in, right?
Correct. Absolutely.
Because in a certain field, that would have been fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in school, it's not.
Right.
Right. And the reason why it's not okay in school is because, remember, we're dealing with teenagers with all these hormones and they looking at all these body parts, and the moment you show some skin, they
get
excited, they want to touch it, and
it's going to cause an issue.
We have to do our best to
absolutely
not prevent it, because it's going to happen, but
tone it down,
be responsible.
Yeah.
As it relates to that part of growing
and developing. That makes sense. Absolutely.
Understood.
Sassy, I know you got to go, but I just want to know for yourself, just a personal, because I know we talked a lot about school, but for yourself, have you ever endured any non-inclusive things for you, or somebody just not liking you because of your lifestyle and who you are? Not that I know you enough to know that it really wouldn't bother you.
Yeah.
but have you ever encountered anything like that?
I have not.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I have not.
Even you played basketball and
played basketball. I never really was in the closet. My parents knew. I come from a Muslim family.
Yeah.
My father ain't like it. But he dealt with it. I'm still his daughter, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
My mom knew. She was like, "Girl, my daughter gay."
Okay.
Because guys would be like, "Oh, your daughter's so pretty." She'd be like, "Nah, she like girls." So my whole family knew. Now, I did have an issue with my oldest brother. He was not okay with it, but I paid him dust. He wasn't okay with it. He actually called. When he found out, he called the guy that I dated in high school and asked him and said, "Could you please go back with my sister because she's gay?"
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, "Don't call him, because he the reason why I don't like boys no more." But yeah, so my brother struggled with it.
Yeah.
I mean, he still struggles with it. We fell out a couple of years ago because we had a family text and he was calling me all kinds of gay this and gay that. And, my children were on the text. Not that they don't know, but it's still inappropriate.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Name call, I don't care what you call me, but the name call and you're my older brother, that's inappropriate. That's disrespectful. You're supposed to be my protector.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so to this day, and I'll be 54, he'll be 56. He still acts ignorant, and but I pay him dust. He'll be all right.
But that's good. You have a tough skin in regards to that. Some people do not. Some people do not.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right, Sassy, how long we got you for?
I gotta go, babe.
All right.
I mean, I could stay on, but I gotta get this music going. I gotta.
No, go ahead. I know, but we're so delighted to see your face.
I know.
And hear your voice.
I know.
I miss you so much.
We want you to come back we're back in studio as of today. We want you to come back too.
Oh, so I text Chanel and said, "Look, my new hours on the radio station conflict with the owl. How we gonna out?" And I got crickets. I heard nothing.
No, I responded.
Where's the luck?
I said we gonna find a way to work it out.
Yeah. So if we could just plan ahead, then I could, some of my shows I'll just put I'll record my show early and then I could just play it. I don't have to be here.
Okay.
And we'll go that way.
Sounds good.
So we gonna talk. As a matter of fact, we gonna set up a in person. If you're doing in person stuff, we'll set up Okay, good. We'll set up in-person meeting with the four of us, and we gonna get together, have a drink, laugh, and figure out some schedules.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're supposed to do some birthday stuff.
Yes.
You know, and Queen got some stuff going on.
Yes.
She got some information she got to share.
Got a
with
wedding
us.
coming up.
All that good stuff.
That is mandatory.
You know, I'm about to have twins again. There's a lot going on.
What?
Why you so quiet?
What twins?
Sassy, don't do this.
Wait, what twins?
Ooh. These right here.
You know what?
Go. Goodbye.
We will be going to talk behind the scenes. You see how we got, there's a hush fell over the studio?
I ain't have babies. Yeah. You know, that shop is closed. I done burnt them tubes and donated them to science.
But you do have a wife, so I'm still looking at you.
Yeah. She ain't having that. She just took the LSAT today. Queen.
Oh, good for her.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Tell my boo I said hi.
Yes, tell her we said hello. All right, listen, we're gonna talk to you. We're gonna get on the message stream tomorrow and be talking to you about some things.
Got it.
All right, love you.
Love you.
Happy Pride.
You too.
It was a pleasure meeting you, my brother.
Aubrey.
Happy Pride, Sassy.
And I will see you ladies soon. All right.
Okay. Yes. All right.
All righty.
So let me ask. I wanted to ask Aubrey. So what do you think? Now it's funny because I went to DMV, and I don't know where I've been under a rock really, where the pronouns were actually changing. You know, where every the they, them, and the she and the her and all of that other stuff. And I saw the line because I remember texting you guys like. They made an announcement. They were like, anybody trying to change their pronouns on their license, Aubrey, the line was longer than the line was longer than the people that was actually seeing.
Let me check.
The D, it literally was longer than the people with the, that was getting stuff done, like changing addresses and stuff. So I want to, because it is a little controversial, because we don't know, Aubrey, we don't know when we look at someone, we actually are saying she, he, that's what we're used to. What exactly do you think about that?
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
What are your thoughts?
Pronouns.
I'm just coming into educating myself on it, and I'm cool with my pronouns. My pronouns are fine. They're not going anywhere.
Okay.
But right after our conversation yesterday, Basima, I saw this. I'm trying to pull it up now. I saw this Instagram post, and it has this person dressed, looks like a Native American, and it was saying that the gender binary is a colonial construct, and it talked about how Native Americans and people that were indigenous to North America, they were always very fluid. And this person looks like it just looks like a person. I mean, it looks like it could be a man or a woman. And how people were highly respected. They were sought after counselors and advisors back in the day. They were revered, and people looked to them for guidance.
I read that.
Right?
I read that.
And I thought that was very interesting because what I instantly thought of was, oh wait, people respect those types of people because they have both of those energies. They have the male and the female energies within them. They embrace them. And why not come to you and talk about my problems if I'm a battered woman, or if I'm struggling with my own sexuality, or if I'm trying to figure out, the next steps in my journey. Like, you have the best of both worlds. So for me, and then I literally just came from DC this past weekend, and I went to Busboy and Poets in Baltimore, and they were celebrating Pride. It's a new location, and the waiters had their pronouns on their tags.
Really?
And yes. And it caught me off guard a bit because I'm just like, okay, not in a bad way, but I'm just like, I get it. Like, people need to be celebrated in the way that they need to be celebrated. And if that means changing your pronoun on your license and having people respect you with calling you by the pronoun that you declare that you are, then so be it.
Now,
I think that's what inclusion is. It's respecting people's how they frame themselves, how they frame themselves socially and privately. So I'm all for it. It's not my fight in a sense with regard to like something that I'm just like, we got to get, but all in all, I feel like however people frame how they want to be addressed, I understand it.
Okay. So this is the thing for me. So yes, I'm a her. I will always be
She,
a her,
her.
she, and all of that good stuff. I will say that, and you know, Arby of all people and Chanel of all people, you guys have been knowing me for a really long time. I can dress either type of way. I can put the Timbs on. She can too, even though she's always dialed up. But she can put, one pair of sneakers on. But she can put those on with, hoodies
we're gonna come back to that whole
and stuff like
comment.
that.
It's my birthday. Where's my shoes? But anyway,
you're right. I got you.
Bugged out.
But I can put on the Timbs and the whatever and be versatile and everything like that. But at the end of the day, that I am a female. What and I do not mind, even when trans women came and they wanted to be her, I do not mind embracing that. The controversial thing I will tell you, and that's why, RB, I really want to know how you feel about this part, is that you said when you went to Busboys that they had the pronoun on their tags or whatever. So I'm in the store, and I'm stealing this from Chanel, but I am in the store and I'm saying, excuse me, miss, because I don't know what your pronouns are. And then you come because all I see, right, is what my eyes tell me, right? How are you angry? Like, how are you going off? And this is a true thing. Like, this is a true story where this has happened. How are you angry at me when I don't know?
Right.
And that's what I feel like. That's why I just wanted to tie it all with the inclusive thing and the exclusive thing and the wanting to be a part of and everything. It's like, geez, I didn't know.
And this person wasn't trans or transitioning or any of that, but just wanted to be them there. Or they want to be identified as them there, but again, it wasn't I'm transitioning, so you clearly see I'm walking around with a bra and hair and you're calling me a him or vice versa. It was
I don't believe that a lot of people I don't necessarily believe that that's a thing for people who are necessarily transitioning. I think that because I've seen some people who were just very aggressive, like women who just looked very aggressive. That changed that, or gay men who just feel like they want to change their pronouns. I always liken the you need to call me. I think people in the community are just very defensive because they feel like they've had to fight so long.
Yes, I agree.
And now that the world is shifting, things are changing. People are changing laws. People are allowing you to walk in and have your tag on, or if you want to dress as an aggressive, you can't. Like, people are allowing people to really now just kind of be out there. I think what's happening is people in the community want people to embrace everything so quickly. And it's just it's so much for other people outside of the community and even people in the community. Because I'm like, shit, well, where?
Right.
It's so much, and I think it's always a defense. It's always a defense thing, right? For people who have always had to fight. I had to fight when I was not me, but when I was growing up, and I was dressing as I was not cross-dressing, but I was dressing, and I'm a boy, and I was dressing, in girls' clothes. I had to fight people off me because they wanted to pick on me, and I think that's what's happening right now, because I've encountered that too at work. I was just in this training class, and I just kind of encountered some of my new colleagues, and one of the females wanted to be one of the people in the class wanted to be known as them they. And I respect it. But they felt that they felt the need that every time that we had to introduce ourselves to new people to introduce that. And that's great. That's fine. Because you're telling people how to respect you and call you what you want to be called. So I don't agree with people getting defensive. I just understand why they are.
Okay. I just don't want, the thing with me is I just don't want you getting mad at me because I forgot. Or I'm just simply.
Or not even forgot.
Or I'm just simply
don't
saying
know.
what I see
You
or
don't
know.
know.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's if it's a fairly new construct for you. So no matter what you have felt since birth, this is still a new this is still new for you. And I get the trauma response. I completely understand the trauma response. But eventually something has to set in that, okay, they don't know. They don't know. And is it their fault that they don't know? It's not necessarily, you know what, let me go to Wikipedia and let me see what they say about what I should say about. There's no rule book. There's no, again, we're all humans and everybody wants to be treated as a human being. Certain additional details within that, however, are up for discussion.
Absolutely.
And again, if someone doesn't know, then it's like you don't want them to ask a question, and you also want them to just know without asking the question. But then you know, and it's like no matter what you do, it leaves no room for that person not to be offended.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So it's like, is there any way to mitigate that? Is there any way? Because I don't know. I don't know. Is there any way to do that?
You know what I find myself doing lately? I find myself addressing people as them, they. And not really, because I just feel like there's so many people that you don't know who, you know, who's.
So you do a blanket like.
Yes, or a blanket like this person. You know what I mean? Because I just found that for me is just more politically correct. And people do get so offended, and I'm just like, I get it. And because everybody's not going to say to you, if you call her a her and she's a they, you know, everybody's not going to say to you, well, I appreciate you, you know, but I do like to be addressed as them, they. Everybody's not going to do that way. And I think it's because people just in the community are feeling like, look, we've been fighting for this for so long, and now it's happening. But then you have the other side of it, and allies and people who want to understand and be educated, who are, you know, who are
not trying to be offensive. You know,
not trying to be offensive and so I just do blankets, you know, person. I just do that until somebody says to me, no, it's okay, you can call me, or this is what I prefer to be referred as. So I don't know, it's been an interesting, especially the last year has been interesting for me in understanding and just kind of again redefining what I was telling Basima. You know, I feel like when people you know, call me the gay friend, or when that walks before me, when people introduce me, I get like, you know, why do you need to refer to me as that? Like, and at the end of the day, like, I still appreciate the intimacy of a woman. I do. And so
how are you labeling me? Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, speak that.
It definitely takes some reprogramming on everyone's parts, because I know me personally, even we were in a work meeting a couple weeks ago, and you know, everybody's on Zoom, and so, you know, automatically you're like, okay, you guys, we're gonna do, and they were on the call and said, could you please refrain from you saying you guys? And everybody was like, oh, okay.
And that, I say that all the time.
Apologies. So, and so then someone else said, all right, did all you guys get this something? And this person was a gay male, and he had to catch himself and was like, oops. You know, because they kept saying, could you please stop saying you guys? Please stop saying. I think within that Zoom meeting, we said you guys without thinking
because that's the
like 32 different times.
I literally do that to my kids when I want them all at the same time. I always say, guys, and they all come, yes.
But even as a female, she, her, hers, I'm not offended by being called you guys.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't think there are many. I don't know. I don't know if there are many females that are offended when someone says you guys. We just know it's just all inclusive. It means everybody. But it's less.
Was this person asking you all on the Zoom to refer to them as them they, or they just didn't like guys?
Them they. The pronoun the pronouns were them they, and but I think within the English language, saying you guys refers more to a grouping of whatever it is, as opposed to gender.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because if I came in and I had a group of puppies that was running around, and I'd be like, you guys messed up my place. It's not me saying human versus animal. It's you guys because it's the grouping. You know, you understand what I'm saying? And not necessarily identifying
the sexuality or whatever.
Right. So again, by the end of the meeting, I just sat in silence because I did not want to offend anybody. And I've been that person. I have been that friend with Basima. I'd be like, oh, you know, my gay friend. I've been
Aubrey, didn't I tell you that? I wasn't going to bring it up on air.
We transparent here,
but you did do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did, and I apologize to you. I apologize to you.
We introduce you as the straight friend.
Yeah, but
I don't be like, this is my straight friend.
But we
meet
have
my straight friend. Meet my straight best friend.
No. But we have had that conversation when we have been in groups where I was the only straight friend.
True.
And she had to say that.
I had to say that.
She has had to be like, no, that's my straight friend.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah.
And she has had to say that.
People sending stuff in my inbox for you.
So she has had to say that, but I have been on that end of being the offensive friend. And why do people say that? I don't know. I don't know why that was my first thing to come to mind. But it definitely takes I definitely feel like it takes a lot of reprogramming.
Yes.
Reprogramming from how the world has programmed you to deal with other human beings, period.
Yes, absolutely.
And to see gender first.
Yes.
And to see sexuality first before any and everything else. And again, like you gotta, even Spanish, the Latin culture, everything is based off gender.
Yes.
You have an entire language that is based on gender.
True.
Yes. You understand what I'm saying? So that is the way the world sees everything.
Right.
So in order to shift and move from that, it honestly takes a lot of reprogramming. It takes a lot of reprogramming.
I will say, I just want to read this really quick. My cousin, shout out to her. She said, great topic, ladies. I think the point is to allow people to be their authentic selves, whether gay, straight, LB, it's really GTQ plus whatever. Life is too freaking short and precious to do otherwise. And you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I think it's everything you guys said. Oops. It's everything you all said.
Don't say you guys.
Yeah, it's everything. It's everything you all said. I think everyone's journey is different.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Everyone's journey is different. And look at me though. It took me to 42 to really embrace who I was.
Yeah.
What I did want to ask you, and this is imperative because me and you grew up the same way. Me and you was in Rutgers Gospel Choir together because we both went to Rutgers, but we were in Rutgers Gospel Choir together. We, we also grew up in church and everything like that. Why do you think that? And I know, I know it's religion, but why do you think the church has such an issue with gay?
You gonna ask that question at 8:29 when we have 1 minute?
I'm sorry.
1
I
minute
just
left
want
to
him-
our show, and that is such a loaded question.
Sum it up.
Here is what I'll say, and I think again, just coming from my perspective,
Mhm.
I've seen and Basim, you know, I've dated pastors,
Mm-hmm.
ministers. I mean, and these are the same people that will get up in the pulpit and talk about gay
Condemn.
in a bad way.
Yes.
You're going to hell, X, Y, and Z. I don't know. I think that I believe that because gay is such a creative thing. I mean, you got the choir directors who create these beautiful songs and will have these awesome choirs and make this beautiful music, and then you have the gay ministers and pastors that are DL, and it's such a thing that I think reveals the true sense of some of these religions, churches. And so because of that, they're gonna always just like with let's see, it's like with what's his name? The pastor in Atlanta, Eddie Long.
Yeah.
He would have those marches and protests against gay, and then you look at him when he, God rest the dead.
The scandal came out.
Away, and you look at him like,
Yeah.
So for me, I think it just reveals it just reveals like a lot of people's own stuff in their own backyards, and they're just ashamed to really talk about it, identify with it. I was just looking at the Aretha Franklin series. James Cleveland was big old, gay guy, not necessarily out, but he was gay, and I mean, they knew.
Everybody knew that. Everybody knew that.
They didn't talk about it. So if they did, they talked about it in the sense of you going to hell. So,
And he made a lot of music for people.
He did. I just know for me growing up, I struggled with a lot of spiritual warfare.
Yes.
That is another conversation that we should have.
Definitely.
Because I think it is, and I think you should have someone from the church. And there's an amazing gay church in Newark that I used to go to. I don't know if it's still around though. It's called Life.
That's the pastor that was on the panel.
Oh, the pastor that was
It's
on the
across
piano.
the street from it's the old school church across the street from Whole Foods. You know what I'm talking about, Toya?
Yes.
Yes.
Actually,
Yeah.
the pastor from the church was on the panel, the social justice
Female?
panel for my job. No.
Oh, male. Okay. Because I know of like two female pastors. Like,
My friend introduced me to that church years ago, and that's when I realized that there was another side to like faith and religion that was
absolutely. That's what I learned. Absolutely.
Man.
Because one does not have to do with the other. My faith, my belief, my prayer life, my whatever is strictly that. It does not hinder anything. I can still see, I can still prophesy, I can still whatever. Like, I don't know. And we, and a lot of people, I mean, the Bible says gifts come without repentance. So my thing is, how are you telling me that I can't, pray and I can't do whatever and I can't believe like you because I am with a female? That's not true. That's not true.
Come on.
So
listen.
Come on, minister.
All right. Listen.
So,
all right. Look.
Y'all, this was a great conversation. I
Oh my
appreciate you.
God, Aubrey, it was.
Yes, it was, and I'm definitely going to make sure that we share this.
Yes.
I feel like when this is over, share it just throughout, all of your social media, all of your pages, all of your groups, friends, whatever. Because I feel like, as we always say, it's a discussion that needs to be had. It's a sensitive discussion that needs to be had, and maybe us talking about it openly may give someone else a voice.
Absolutely.
To talk about it as well. So
Yes.
I thank you, Aubrey, for
Yes,
coming on the
Aubrey.
show and sharing just your truth with us, your energy, sassy, her truth, her energy, her light, her everything. I think all of that was absolutely amazing for our first show back in the studio.
Yes.
Congratulations to y'all.
And just happy to be here. I will say, not being a member of the LGBTQ community, I am definitely, the word itself, pride, having pride in oneself and just as a human being, whatever your gender is, not gender, non-gender, whatever it is, non-binary, whatever it is. Just having pride in yourself as a human being and knowing that you matter is important.
Amen.
Because we were all put here for a reason, and we were all put here for a purpose. No matter what that purpose is, we do not know. But everyone needs to know that they matter, and everyone needs to know that their life is important, and everybody needs to know that their journey is worth walking and living. So I love the word pride, because of that aspect.
I think this was an excellent show. I do want to, just shout out everyone who tuned in, everyone who commented, and everyone who will watch this show later. And watch us delve into all the things that are taboo and all the things that, people pretty much don't say. I do want to tell those people that are struggling with identity and struggling with depression and mental illnesses because of your sexuality. I really want to tell you to, get help, to reach out to anyone to talk to be your authentic self. No matter how hard it is for other people, just be you, because that's, it's priceless to do just that. And I know it's difficult, but you gotta be you and you gotta live. And it's funny because I will say that sometimes I envy those people that came out really early. I envied those people that actually got married to the people that, they loved, right off without whatever. But I'm grateful that I have the ability, and I did just not change my life, but actually adapt to being like, you know what? I don't care what anybody say. I love who I love.
Right.
Yeah. And also if you ladies, in your closeout or whatever, if you can share, and I think you have before, but if you can share the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline,
yes, we'll do,
folks, the number and it's important. Again, my friend Quade Boyd, I love him to death. God rest his soul. He was such an amazing person, and he just felt like there was no other choice, and there were. And so, if folks can't get to a physical person, or if they don't want to do virtual thing, they don't want to be seen, call that number, look them up. They'll chat with you. We need all of us here, and we don't need to be, feeling like we don't have a purpose, because we do, like you said.
Right.
So, but I love you. I love you.
Love you too. Thank you so much, Aubrey.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll call you later.
Okay.
All right. Bye, Toya.
Bye-bye. All right, listen.
What a great show.
A great show. A great first show back. We are back.
Yes. Oh, my God. It's amazing, right?
Yeah, it is.
I
Listen,
missed it.
Me too.
I missed
Me too.
it. I do.
After so much time at home, just being back here is really, it feels good.
Making this a routine is good.
It's necessary.
It's necessary. We ain't here.
All right. Listen. To everybody that watched today, no matter how you watched, whether you watched on Facebook or on Instagram, on YouTube, listened on TuneIn, or watched on WBKS1.com, thank you guys so much for always watching. Thank you guys so much for always listening and always being here. We were home for the last year and a half, and you guys tuned in, and you haven't missed a beat, and we love you guys for that, and we thank you guys so much for that, and thank you for being here with us tonight.
We love you guys.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
All right. We will be here, God willing, same time, same place next week.
Yes.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.